All right, hello, my fellow Bavarians. It's good to have you here at Watch and Win, Learn and Earn. For today, Wednesday, the day after the election, November 4, 2020. Well, it's good to see you again. I'm glad you gather in. For some reason, he let me tag you this time. He didn't give me anything about. Because I was practicing in a lot of the other 2 nights that I did it this week. Because it gives you the option to accept the decision. I kept saying, no, I'm not accepting the decision not to tag you. So I guess now you just let me in. So that was good. I'm able to tag some of you. And so it's good to have you guys here. Let me see. I'm going to put this thing also, if you give me a second, I'm also going to share this on my regular line. I believe I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. A second here. And I'm going to share my regular timeline as well. Yeah, that way the people there can get to see this. Let me get it here. Hold on a second. Alright, so there can do. Alright, so Zach Castro. That way they can share the link as well. They can see me at the same time. Just give me a second. Just beg your patience, but it's good to have you. I see all of you here already. Brianna Duran, good to have you. Good to see Bear Fruit again, man. I didn't know you've been sick, but I haven't seen you for a while. But it's good to see you here again, man. Bear Fruit, good to have you back. I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks, I think. And Rosa, I see all of you guys here. Brian, all right, Andy, all right. All right. So we're doing good, good so far. All right, perfect. All right, we'll see more people will join us, But this is the whole idea to get this going here. Let me get this one more thing. Just a little patient with me. I'll get back to you in a minute. I'm trying to share with as many as possible here. That's why I'm doing this way. But we'll see. Here we are. So we're working on that. Okay, let me put so from here I can share with my group. That's how I can do it. Here we go. Now we're doing it. Now we're in business. Perfect. All right, that's the whole idea. So we're all sharing this tonight. Okay, now let me get back to you guys here. We're going to start here in a minute. I'm trying to do all sharing, going around in all the different groups here, so everybody gets to join in if they want to. I wanted to encourage everybody as possible, as many as possible here. So, all right, so let me see here. So we go, I'm going to go to Hosea here. Now let me go here to my screen here. Let me take you. All right, see how we're all doing. So here we are. Okay, perfect. So I'm using the city background today, and basically I wanted to also share with you a little thing, because we're talking this week. I started talking since Sunday, about being unstoppable, unmovable, and unafraid. Okay, and I started bringing that talk since Sunday, and I shared a little bit more on Monday. I've been sharing a little bit this week because this has been a crazy week because of the election, so I wanted to be more encouraging to all of you. So that's why I did it, But in any event, let me see if I can put a little video that I wanted to share with you here at the beginning. Let me just bring it up here. Hold on, give me a second to set it up on my screen here. This is a little tricky, but I can do it. It's the first time I'm doing it while I am broadcasting at the same time, but I think it can be done. Give me a second here. I'm going to put a media source here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put something that has to do with, something that I said while I was walking, that's of being as tough as nails, because we need to be as tough as nails because God made us. God gave us a body of flesh that is kind of soft, but if you learn how to train it, you'll do wonders. And most of you haven't yet begin to discover all that your body is capable of. You haven't even tried, because this society just teaches you to be a softie. But if God made you so that you could discipline this body so you could be as tough as nail, then you're missing out. And you haven't reached your full potential yet, and that's what I'm trying to explain on this little, it's going to be about 3.5 minutes. You're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to get more into it and talk about more in the spiritual sense, how we can be destroyed if we're not living to our full potential. That's the theme tonight. If you're not living to your full potential, then that full potential is dead. you're destroyed because you have not discovered all the functionalities, all that you're capable of. But let me get this. Let me look for it in my screen here. Browse. All right. See. Close when actor. Share nothing when playback. Okay, here we go. There you go. And now let me get it here for a second. Give me a second. I'm almost there. That's stuff. Yeah, okay. I think it's called Tough as Nails. The thing I'm sharing with you guys. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's gonna stop playing, I think, right now. Thought about how people are destroyed. You know, people think of destruction as, you know, when your flesh is obliterated and exterminated. But the whole thing is you're destroyed the moment you were created to do a certain function and you are doing the opposite of it, or you're not performing it at all. Or you are not capable of doing that. All right? So, for example, you know, if God made you to be as tough as nails, you know, He gave you a body that can do such marvelous feats. Because I know by fasting, I know all that I'm able to do with my body. This body is disciplined right now that I can go 7 days, because I tried it before, 7 days without water, without bread. I mean, Moses was able to do it 80 days, but I'm not that disciplined yet. But I know I've done it for 7 days, and while I'm working, I'm doing my whole schedule, doing overtime as well. All right, so I've been able to do 7 days of no eating any solid food or drinking any liquids. Okay, so I know I'm capable of doing this with this body, but there are other people that have done far more with it, you see, because once you learn to train it, you see all the features that God put in it. I'm still looking forward, when I get the time, you know, to learn all the methods to train this body to do way better things and to have more control over this body. For example, I sign in, I subscribe in 2016, I subscribed to the Wim Hof method. That's the guy that teaches you how to breathe and control the temperature in your body. So you can walk up to Himalayan mountains, you know, in your shirts and not feel anything because you're controlling the temperature of your body. I have not had the time to constantly practice that because I've been busy doing many things, but still, I'm subscribed to that, and eventually I will do it. Because this man is the same, Wim Hof, same age as I am. I believe he become 61 already this year. I'm going to be 61 also. But we were born in 1959. And he suffered a series of tragedies, you know, in his life. I believe his wife caught dementia. He went through a lot of bad things, and anyhow, but he found out that the cold weather became his master, and he was able to master the cold weather. And he figured out a method called the Wim Hof method, by which he can teach you by a method of breathing how to elevate the pH level, an alkaline level in your body, so you are able to always live free of all diseases, because you always have all your blood oxygenated and every cell in your body oxygenated. And therefore you can command your body. And so, if you were made to be as tough as nails, you're already destroyed if you become a softie, even before your body is exterminated. That's what you need to understand. All right. Okay. So when we did that, All right, let me see here. So we're back. Okay, you can hear me. All right, perfect. So as you can see, I hope you get the idea of what time to work on to try to convey the idea, that there's so much. This nation makes it so comfortable for you, that you lose interest. You think that a life of comfort is really, uh, what true life is all about. No, the life of being an overcomer, of not having any circumstance that is around you affect you. That's the best life. So this guy Win Huff, and notice his name. It's just like the creators of Google are a guy named Sergey and Page. So search page or page search. They create Google. In their names is the function of what they create. This guy named Wim Huff. Like Huff and Puff. So he's the master of breathing. And interesting that he's born with a name Huff, like to huff and puff. I always try to see how God, makes the thing so clear and we don't see it sometimes. But this guy, that's his real name, birth name, Win Huff. And he teaches this Tibetan technique that the Tibetan monks don't share with anybody. But if he figured out the method of breathing so that you're gonna oxygenize your body and alkalize your body, reach the pH level so you never get sick, and you control all different areas of your body because we are shallow breathers. We don't breathe that deep. Even though that's why we eat 24/7. We eat oxygen. That's what we're eating all the time. So if you're fully oxygenated, you'll be amazed, what your body will be able to do. And so he's being studied by several universities right now because of his accomplishments or what he's been doing with this. So I thought I'd share this with you. So a lot of us, I subscribe to his things. So I'm still subscribed to him. So one of these days, if God allows me more time, because I need a couple of months to get into it. Because there's a program in which you got to get into, put ice cubes in the bathtub and give your body a shock treatment and do all the breathing techniques. So this nice method of following this. But in the end, you become overcomer. But that's the whole idea. So I share how by fasting, I learn a little bit of the potential of my own body. So, and I know therapies, like for example, if right now, the situation as it is right now, what you don't know if a civil war will break out because how people taking this whole thing of the elections, some people are taking it very serious. But whatever it could happen, in which the systems are shut down, the electric system goes down, and your whole food messes up in the refrigerator. Most of you don't know how to survive. I know how to survive with just 2 gallons of distilled water, which I keep them safe, underneath the sink there in my kitchen. With just 2 gallons of distilled water, I know how to survive for 2 months. Just on that, with nothing else, not even anything to eat. Okay, just 2 gallons of distilled water. But I know the whole process. Those of you that are interested in finding out, you can hit me up. I'll tell you about it. But this thing is, I know these things. I try these things, and I know how to survive without having to order. Because my family, my immediate family, my kids and my ex-wife don't know about this. I ordered something from Patriot. It's a company that supplies the food that's been hydrated to last 24 hours. Been like it's all powder, but. So I ordered something for them and I gave it to them. Because you never know when something crazy. So I ordered some product for them and they have it. In case something crazy were to happen, they have something to survive, about a month on that. We just add water to it and you can live off of that. Because they have not disciplined themselves in the way that I have. But since I know how to, take care of my body for 2 months just on distilled water, and I have, I already tested it and it works pretty good for me. So the thing is, there's a lot of things. So I know those things, so that's why the economy of the world are very non-essential to me when it comes to toughen my body. You understand? How essential is the economy of the United States and all the economies in the world to teach me to be as tough as nail when it comes to the control of the body? Non-essential because none of them teach you that. But to me, Wim Hof is very essential for me to be able to have control over my body as to be as tough as nail. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to live to the fullest potential of what your body can do, then you have to find the one that's going to be very essential to enable you to be able to do that. So then Wim Hof becomes very essential. And anybody else that is not teaching me how to have that control of my body, it's non-essentialist. That's what I'm looking. Because that's what I'm looking in life. I have this magnificent body with all these capacities, things that other people have been able to do with their own physical body, and I have yet to discover them. And I'm only 60. It's going to be 61 on December 25th. It's coming Christmas. It's going to be my 61 birthday. It's going to be the same, because this year is the same. Every day is the same every day than when I was born in 1959. I was born on a Friday, and I'm going to be 61 on a Friday this year. So the other half, the Bible offers 120 years guarantee for the man nowadays, since the since the days of Noah happened. So I have another half to go. That's the way I look at it. Another 60 years to go. So I'm starting over again. So I'm looking forward for this. I feel like that Wim Hof is the same age as me. He's out to 61 too. He was born in 1959. This Wim Hof guy. So, but I'm just saying that to set it up so that you understand what I'm trying to. Now let me take you here to something with the picture here. All right. Now let me put a picture here where I want to talk today. If I can see, there you go. Okay, we can see it here. Perfect. All right. All right. Okay. Now, so tonight we're talking about, that if you're not living to your full potential, when there's so much your body can do, you're cut off from your full potential. You're like you wasted, this great body that God gave you, because you just give it minimum use, because you want all the comforts of society. So all the comforts of society, all the things that they give you for this external comfort, do nothing but weaken your body, really. It doesn't make it as tough as nail, because, you're susceptible to any changes in the environment. When the weather changes, there you get the flu, or now they even calling the flu. The case of flu have dropped down, but COVID cases have increased. So that tells you what they're counting as COVID, right? But in any case, so there you have it. Your body goes with the seasons and the comfort food. Even call it comfort food. Imagine that. They should call it tough food, right? Something that you can eat from the raw nature. Don't cook it, just eat it raw. That might be tough food, but it makes you tough as nail. It makes you withstand all circumstances. But that's the whole idea that I'm trying to teach you here. So let me get to let me see if I can get close here so you can see what we're talking about today. So when it comes to knowing God, therefore, my question is, what's the best that you want from God? What is it that you want to experience when you get to have an encounter with your Maker? What is it that you want to get in touch with Him for? That's the question. So there's a lot of things. God has made everything in creation, right? The waters, the air, the sun, the light, the moon, the stars, the forest, the animals, everything, even the rusted metals that you call gold. Gold is already rusted once you find it in the solidified form, and the earth, the plants get to drink it when it's in the chelated form, which is in the solution when it's under the ground, and it feeds on it, when it hasn't been solidified, because all the minerals in the chemical table, they are found in nature, but also they're found in the chelated form, and that's how the plants feed off of them. And when we get them that way, we have also endurance and longevity. But it so happens that we are raised in lands that are depleted of all these minerals, and the government makes sure that none of that, all those minerals are planted in, just the minimum, the bare minimum. So as it is right now, we're lacking. For the body, we don't have the full food. Like I told you, there's 300,000 edible plants. We don't have access to that, only about 200. And of that, most people not even eat 20 fruits and vegetables or plants from that. So they're deprived of the original garden. So there you have it. So you're already cut out from life in many levels already. So we're looking at today at the many levels in which you are destroyed. So once you know your Maker, once you have an encounter with God, what is it that you want? You want Him to give you gold? You want Him to give you diamonds? You want Him to give you a good environment where to live comfortably? This the United States as it is, no king, in the time, on Bible times, ever lived with a comfort. None of them had an iPad or had an iPhone to connect to one side of the world to another at any moment. If you were to walk to Julius Caesar or any of the kings and I say, I have this device by which I can see somebody across the world anytime I want, man, the king will bow down to you. You just want to get a hold of that, because with that you're showing to the people out there, everybody will think that he's the God of gods. You have so much comfort going your way nowadays, but yet, we all complain about something. We're not satisfied, So it's surrounded with comforts that kings and monarchs and potentates never had before them. And there you have it now, and you feel so puny, you feel so inadequate. Everything makes you tremble, so what's the point? You have comforts galore that any king ever had before, and there you are, So what is it that you want? You will ask God, surround me with comforts, give me a place, or, if I had it bad, make sure that you prepare a heaven for me. Everything the world is just caught up with circumstantial, a comfort. They just want circumstantial benefits. Let my surroundings be pleasing. Let me hear just nice news, that everything is going my way. There's nothing going against what I planned. So they want it easy, the life of Riley. Just kick back and just let it hang, right? Just, but that's, what's the point? The thing is, what is it that when you come to God, what is it that you want from Him? So you just want money? You want all these things? So that's why when Solomon was only about 12 years old, and he was given the care of the kingdom, and God asked him, ask anything, what do you want? And he said, I ask for wisdom, Lord, because I don't know how to lead thy people. And God was pleased with that. Because wisdom is what he's always constantly dealing with. That's what he always keep. Because wisdom is the keeping of the knowledge of words, of the definitions and meanings of words. Because everything proceeds from words. And God knows that, and that's all he keeps. So there he found a little lad, a young man of 12 years old, that was asking to have his mindset, the desire to just live for wisdom, for the keeping of the order of words and the arrangement of words. And therefore, God realized he was very pleased with him. Therefore, I'm going to give you everything else, riches and everything else, because to you, that doesn't matter. To be with my mind is what matters to you. So he gave him everything else. So he had abundance of everything else. But what he requested was the mindset. Because when you ask for wisdom, that's why it says, in Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing. And I explained to you that that's what's translating in the Bible, Reshit, or in the beginning, which means the female head. Wisdom is the female head. And that's how wisdom is portrayed in the book of Proverbs, as a woman, as a female. So he's saying principle is the principle. Wisdom is the principal thing. He's saying wisdom is the Reshit, is the female head. Okay, so get wisdom, but with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay, so you know how something is made, and you can make sense of it. That's making understanding is to get sense making. That's what they call it nowadays. That's a big industry, by the way. I've just, came across them this year. I came across them here on YouTube. But there's a big group of sense making, and those are the people that run the economies. They pay attention to them. But the creme of the creme of them, I have listened to all of them, and they don't know how to make head or tails of what's going around them right now in this world. So that tells you, because they don't have Torah to guide them, they don't know what to make of it. So they may have knowledge to express, they have jargon to speak it and say what the situations are happening, but they don't have the words to bring up a solution yet. Okay? But that's the understanding. You can get the knowledge to see how things are, but to get understanding, you have to make sense and have to fix it and have to have it so that it doesn't affect you. And that's what God wants you to have, and that's why I specialize in here. So that's what I'm saying. So some of you use one nice circumstances. That's why the thing with the Torah is 613 mitzvahs were given. And mitzvahs, like I told you, they're connections. Okay, they are laws as to how you get along with your fellow man, how you get along with your environment, with animals, with nature, with your neighbor, with the stranger, with the widow, with the orphan. And therefore, yeah, there are connections, because when you connect, when you follow those instructions, so you can connect with your neighbor, you can connect with the widow, you can connect with the orphan, you can connect with the priest. And that's when you do that, that means you're set up. It's like you have all this network, of things that you're connected to. And therefore, God can come and flow out of you, because that's what He wants. He wants you to make you His avatar, where He can come and dwell in you. And therefore, all those things that connect you to His environment, that's how you experience intimacy with the Aleph Beth, with the Father, with the Ab. Okay? So the mitzvahs are connections. Okay? So that when you're connected, then God can dwell in you, and then you can enjoy His presence, because He is the God of the here and now. All right? And that's what He wants. He made us for us to be His tabernacle, for Him to dwell in us. The life of God in man. That's the magnificent. So that mankind can be raised to the highest potential. Not to be shallow little breathers that we are, that we can barely breathe, taking our most faithful benefit, which is oxygen. We cannot even make the best use of the body. We're sick at every corner, And so that's not the way to go. Because you get the wisdom to understand the care of this body, to understand the potential of this body, and you apply yourself to do the best to control your body and to discipline. You have to master it, not it master you. And the societies of the world, when it comes to that, they are non-essential. You have to find the few people that are into that and listen to them. Because I want to know how to take care of my body. The essential people to me that I listen to are like this guy Winhoff, his breathing method, I would listen to. Other essential guy that I listened to was Dr. Faram Batman Jelic. The one that wrote Your Body Many Cries for Water, the water cure, that explains how dehydration is the number one cause for all kinds of diseases when your body dehydrated. So he wrote a whole book about that. So to me, he's my real hero. His name is Batman Jelic, my Batman that I follow. So these people, there's another lady, I believe her last name is Larkins. She's going to be 80 or something pretty soon, this coming year. But she looks like she's she's 45. She looks very young. And she tells you how to grow your own garden, how to eat, raw foods out of your own garden. And she has kept herself like that since she was like 21. And she just looks very young, for her age. And her husband looks very old, looks like he's her dad or grandfather, And he just barely started right now. But the thing is, this, I think her name is, but I know her last name is Larkins. It's a black lady, she's got a problem. So these people that tell me things like this, or how to discipline my body, these people are essential to me. But this whole society, this government, that's why, to me, all that is happening to the government and everything that's happening to that, it doesn't affect me. Because for the goals that I want, to be the best human, in the sense of having the mindset of God, be the best caretaker of society, the best take care of humanity, to do the most for everybody and requiring the least from anybody. See? Because that's how you declare a product. Any product in the world is successful, right? If it can do the most without requiring the least, maintenance. That's why if you get a car that takes you no matter what, I remember my dad used to have this Toyota truck. Man, he put so many miles on that Toyota pickup. I was amazed how long it lasted, But he barely gave it any maintenance too. It was a little red truck that I drove it, but he had it all the time. He was so reliable, But the thing, that's the whole idea. If you can do the most and need the least care, that's what is declared successful. Every product that does that in the market here, that's why that's a great brand, man. They, those keep on going, like the Energizer Bunny, going and going, Everybody likes the idea, because any product that can do the most for you, the most service for you, requiring the least amount of maintenance or care, that's a successful product. But when it comes to people, they declare a person successful. They say you are successful when you can get the most by doing the least. figure out how to get everything and work the minimum, so there'll be a flowing income. That's the picture of success that we give to ourselves in this retarded garden, okay? And that's where we go wrong, okay? Because we have to be in a situation. So my goal is to have the mind that just loves to be engaged in the understanding of words, and that's all I want to hold on to, because that's the only reality to God. That's the only reality to me. Okay, and when you have that attitude, it's easy for God to dwell in you, because that's the soul that God wants to inhabit, the one that has his same mindset. So God was inhabiting the mind of Solomon, and that's why he was the wisest man on earth, because he has requested that. All right, and so the whole idea is that's what I want you to ask also, to get into that mindset, and to have that mindset of the Ab, of the Father. All right, so let me read this part here, what I wrote for today's lesson, okay? And so let me see. Let me get here. So Proverbs 18:10. We've been on this for weeks now, because this is very important. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, which the Aleph Bet, a strong tower, which means Ab, or means Father, right? The righteous runneth into it and is saved. And who is the righteous? The Tzaddikim. The Tzaddikim, the one who lines up the journey of his desires with God's desires. He's going to have desires in this world, and his desires are going to line up with God's desires. So if you desire to love words and to love the meaning and definition, so you can keep the word wholesome and have understanding all the time, you're lining up with God's desires. You are Tzaddikim. You are righteous. So if you want to be a person that lines up his desires with God's desires, that's what makes you righteous. That's the meaning of Tzaddikim. Tzaddik, So therefore, that's what you're going to do. You're going to run to the alphabet, to the Aleph Bet, and live constantly for the order and arrangement of words. Plain and simple. That's it. And then God can dwell in you. You can be the tabernacle of God upon earth. You can bring heaven down to earth. All right? And so the righteous run it into it and is safe. Because if that's what you desire, to line up your desires with the mindset of the one that just keeps wisdom, and preserves it for everything, then you are with the mindset of God. Then I have it written here, the thing is, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, but I wrote you the way that it's understood. Now that we understand that Reshit is the female head, so the meaning behind those words are wisdom faculties configure from A to Z, heavens and earth. And I've been saying that that's what it's trying to say, that we have to be in the mindset of God, and the mindset of God is to deal with wisdom at all times. So in wisdom, you'll know everything from A to Z. You memorize the order of words. You cherish the order of words. So then I wrote here below that, if you were made to be as tough as nails, okay, you are destroyed the moment you become a softie. So your body doesn't have to be obliterated. Your body doesn't have to be exterminated. The fact is that if you were made capable, to train this body and discipline your body to be as tough as nail, to handle all kinds of weathers and all kinds of things so that you don't get sick no matter what comes your way, the moment you become a softie and you don't do that, you're destroyed from that goal. You have not lived to your full potential. That's how God looks at things. You don't have to be destroying your body if you're not living to your full functioning. Just like a company makes a product. Why is the reason why God is there for the production of mankind. That's why he made man. He set the whole environment, the rivers, the waters, the sky, the earth. And then he created man where he was going to manifest himself. But he's here for the best production of mankind, for the best production of humanity possible. So that he will be the most selfless person there is. A person that don't ever have to think about his concerns and worries, because he realized that God made him complete, and only following his instructions, following the Torah, connecting with his fellow men, connecting with his environment, then he is, the place where God can dwell and is connected to everything around him, then that can be. So he wants people to procreate right away, because he's into the production and the best production. Okay? And so when you're not living to your full potential, you're not the best human being. That's why God can discard societies and economies after a while. He can send Joshua, in the book of Joshua, to go destroy everybody that was living to their own potential because there's a product that needs to be discarded. What happens when a company makes a product and wants to hold its reputation and the product begins to fail? They have to do a recalling. Got to recall the product, because their name is going to be harmed. They got to and burn it up or do something or exchange the malfunctioning part. So it is with God. God made you to have such magnificent revelation of who He is, because by Him being in you, the earth is not going to be destroyed. The earth is not going to be abused. The environment is not going to suffer anything, because you're not going to have anything in the environment to complete you. Having your Maker and His mindset complete you. You see? So, but when you don't have Him, you're going to go after this environment and turn it upside down to try to get a substitute for who He is. And that's how the world is destroyed. So before you get to do all of that, He gets rid of nations that do not line up with Him. You understand? So God is interested in the best human being that you can be. Because that's what He made for. Every creator makes the product to be the best. If you make cars, if you read a consensus producer, you want to make the best car that a person can get, that can do the most for them. That's how that's you succeed and rise above everybody else. All right? So that's why I say, if you were made to be a stuff as a nail, you are destroyed the moment you become a softie. Likewise, if you were made to be an epistemologist, that's the term nowadays, a knowledge keeper or cherisher, one that treasures, you love. The word keeper in Hebrew is shamsar. I remember that's close to my son's name, Shamgar, but shamsar means a keeper, one that treasures something. Something is so adorable, so wonderful to you, so priceless that you really keep it. You have a heart-to-heart attachment to it. You have, your feelings are attached to all of it. So the knowledge keeper or cherisher, just like when, girls say, find a man that is responsible and does everything that is right, he says that's a keeper. Well, the word keeper means, there's somebody you can be connected with forever because he's a responsible person. So that's the whole idea. So, if you were made, likewise, if you were made to be an epistemologist, a knowledge keeper or cherisher of words, you are destroyed the moment you become an idle word or idle keeper or cherisher. And let me explain what I'm saying like this. An idle word, that means if you just know the word to be a consumer. Like a lot of you know the word iPhone, and you love the word iPhone so you can get the latest one. So you just can upgrade it, all right? But you don't know the word iPhone so you can enjoy making them and figuring them how it works and fixing them for your friends. That's not how you enjoy it. You enjoy it just as an idle word. So an idle word is as good as an idol. Because an idol, something, but the thing is, in this whole country, all the industries of the world are idols. An idol keeper means that you work on it. They work on making cars. So everything that necessitates or that needs manpower for it to be made. So all the industries of the world, the man-made plants, all the banks, everything needs the manpower for it to run. The cars need manpower to be manufactured. The TVs, the monitors, the computers, everything needs manpower. The microphone I'm using, the lamps I'm using here, everything, the laptop I have here in the front, everything uses manpower for that. So therefore, all those things that need manpower, they are idols. And therefore, they don't have the capacity to train you to have a mindset to love the wisdom and understanding of who God is and remember His Torah. And therefore, all this is idol worship. Because in the first idol, that means it doesn't engage your mind into connecting with God. So there's a lot of things in this world to distract us. Solomon says, one thing I know, that God made men upright, but He sought many inventions. God made men right and gave him the Torah so he will have his understanding to connect with everything in his environment so God could easily flow out of him. But he found many ways to distract himself. He created a car, so he'd be busy getting a car, getting a garage for the car, getting coverings for the car, getting waxing for the car, getting all these things preoccupied with the car. Or getting an iPhone so you can get the next upgrade and go download all the apps and everything, So you got to understand that you can be essential for things, if you make them, but those things are not essential to you because you are the maker of them. So you have to be in the knowledge of things, because only when you're in the knowledge of things, you don't need those things. Like, for example, I don't know, you know this, but Steve Jobs, who created the products of Apple, the iPhone and all that, iPads, he doesn't let his kids have those things because he doesn't want their minds to get sluggish. He knows that a good mind is what makes you stay on top of the world. So he doesn't allow their kids to be poisoned by depending on smart electronics. Smart electronics make people dumb, and Steve Jobs knows that. So he is essential for the manufacturing of his products, but he doesn't think that his products are essential to him because he knows to depend on them make you slow down, makes you stupid. So it's just like a person that's going to be a drug dealer, right? He sells the drugs, but he himself, he's smart. He doesn't use them because, he's going to lose out. He's losing on the profit. So everybody has to become like that in a sense. So the whole world of economics are like that in a sense, So in this world, if you are the lover of words and that's all you want to be, you can be essential to this world, but the whole world becomes unessential. It's not essential to you. It's not needed. Because to be in love with words and the keeping of words is what matters to you. So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that's why we're going in that direction. That's the whole idea of what we're learning here. So you got to be an epistemologist. That's a new word I'm teaching you. The epistemologist is a knowledge keeper, one that keeps definitions, right? Epistemologist. Says, now let me get here to this part. All right. Okay, let me cut down a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna read this. The rest of you, all right? Now this part here. If the governing operations directors, GOD, that's for God up here. If the governing operations directors thoroughly fills us with his mindset for us to be a walking and talking, totally overjoyed, readily altruistic humanity. Now what is that? TORAH. TORAH. He wants us to be a walking audio Torah, right? To render his personality, his products, and programs. Okay, and this also applies to anybody that you go work for, any company, because they have the ability to give you directions. Everybody that owns a company is a governing operations director. He takes the capacity, the role of a god, in the sense that he has a business, an enterprise he has created, and he thoroughly fills you with his mindset. He gives you the manual for you to be a walking and talking, totally overjoyed, readily altruistic humanity, or hireling in the sense. Altruistic means that you don't make those products for yourself. Everybody that goes to work for a company, they make the products for the public. All that they inherit in a company is the words of the manual. So therefore you become selfless. You don't take anything for yourself. All the products are not for you, are for your fellow men to enjoy. So you see, every company has the capacity to make you an altruistic being. It's just that you don't enjoy that because you have not been trained in that understanding. You have not received the understanding of the alphabet that I'm giving to you. Okay, but it's coming and you're getting it now. Every time that I get to talk to you, that's what I'm going to be giving you. Okay, so to understand, put here, to understand and fully enjoy the heart of the alphabet, okay, the father in Hebrew, or alphabet in English. That's alphabet. Alphabet means alphabet, or alphabet is in Hebrew for alphabet. But put together those words, it means father, by the way. You must become an epistemologist. That means a knowledge keeper. Okay? That's a fancy word for the people who nowadays run the sense-making industries of the world. Okay? And it says, to the ab, which means father, right? To the ab, the reality of all existence can only be found in the bar, okay, which is Hebrew for word, quote unquote, in English. In the pictorial functional Hebrew letters, the bar of God means, this is the meaning, to say that the bar of God or the word of God, because it's made out of Daleth, the D is Daleth, the Beth, the B is Beth, and the R is Resh. So Dalet, Beth, Resh, which are these three over here. Let me get all this close. The Dalet, Beth, Resh. Okay? Which means Dalet means administration or entrance. And Beth means the schematics or the house. And the Resh means the rules, or the ruler. Okay, so Dalet Bethret, it means the administration of the economy, because eco in Spanish it means house, and nomos means rules. Eco nomos. So that's why I put it in here, the whole thing. So the dabar of God means the administration or management of the economy of the alphabet, because alphabet or alphabet means father. So you see, so I started you to teach you in the month of Av, which is in August, the last 11 days of the month of Av, which is the month of the Father. I just figured out that the other day. I was looking at it, I said, wow, I began to teach the alphabet, because I began to teach remember on August, the alphabet from Psalm 119, and was 11 days from the last 11 days of the month of Av and the first 11 days of the month of Elul. Those are the names of the months in Hebrew. So the month of Av is the month of the Father. So I began to teach you about the alphabet in the month of the Father of all things, this year. So it's interesting how God guides you, without even you realizing what He's doing. But that's when I had the feeling that I was going to do it, and I just set my mind to do it. And when I was fasting for 22 days to dedicate that to that. So I did that for you, and for all of us, to get into this. And now we're full swing into the alphabet. So the whole idea is that what God does, God is the administrator of the economy of the alphabet, because He represents the alphabet. He represents the Aleph Bet. And so everything that's created out there is only a rearrangement, an organization, an organized form of the, let me see if I want to see if I can share this with you here. Let me see if I can share what's in the back of this. Let me see if it allows me to do this. Give me a second. Let me put it back. All right. If it allows me to share with you. No, this is not allowing me there. Let me see if I can go back to the... Because I'm here with the picture, right? No, it doesn't allow me there. So let me go to the observatory. Okay, so allow me to see the... I want to share the... Okay, it doesn't let me share the screen of where I have the Bible reading for today, but let me see. Hold on a second. All right, because I wanted to share this part. The Bible reading for today is very important for this. Let me see. All right, then I have to get it from the sword of the Lord. Give me a second on this one, because I have to share the Bible reading for today. Yeah, it allows me to share the sword of the Lord, so I'm going to read it from there. Yeah, give me a second here. Good, all right, just let me do this. Perfect, okay. Now let me go to Hosea, because that has to do with the reading for today. I'm going to read the first 6 verses, and then I'm going to start asking questions. Just hang in there. I'm about to ask questions. Get those $50 rolling, all right? Hold on a second. Yeah, Hosea, okay. Hosea. All right, where are we? Oh, here we are. Hosea, chapter 4. All right, so here we go. Okay, it says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord had a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. All right, so he's complaining because of that. It says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. One bloody crime after another. Therefore shall the land mourn. Okay? And everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of the heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet no man strive, nor reprove another. For thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Okay, it says verse 5, let me take it up here. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And look at this, my people are destroyed. That means if you lack the knowledge of the Ab, of the Father, okay? If you are not in the same mindset, if you're not having the wisdom of God, you're already destroyed because you were made for that. You were made for God to dwell in you with his wisdom, by which he created the heavens and the earth. And once you only want to acquire in this world the order of words and the arrangement of words and everything, therefore you are trusted to be the dwelling place of God. And I pity any religion that doesn't teach you that. Any religion that just teaches you to trust in one and not in all the connections with God, or just to trust in whatever is the work of your imagination, because everything has to be sustained by your own imagination. It doesn't connect with everything in society. Everything that I teach you connects with the way the world functions. And I dare you to tell me otherwise, because that's how the Torah is. The Torah is for the here and now, and it teaches you to connect with your environment for the purpose of expressing who your maker is. And also you're able to work with your fellow men, because every environment to you is only a place where you package things and you send them here and there. Because all you do is just keep words and send everything else to somebody else that's going to need them, because they don't know how to make them. So, therefore, shall they fall in one day, it says, right? My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because they has rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law. That's the law of the word Torah. Seeing thou hast forgotten the teachings overtly rendering altruistic humans. That's what Torah is. Since you have forgotten the law of the Torah of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So we are in a generation that is so feeble, so weak, is altered by anything. To me, all the elections to me are not essential for what I want in my life. Well, what I want in my life is to be in the mindset of creation, and the one that made me and that wants me to be the best human possible, and all the economies of the world, whether they be Russia, China, United States, Mexico, Guatemala, and everything, they have nothing to teach me about how to be the best human possible that I could be. Only the Torah does. So only the Torah has become essential to me for that purpose, to be the ultimate human being, the most successful in the sense that I can do the most for everybody without needing anything from anyone. That's what makes you successful in the Torah. That's what makes any product successful in the world. That's the right connection of things, okay? So let's get now to some of the nitty-gritty, some of the questions for today. All right. Okay, let's see if you've been paying attention. All right, let me bring the pictures here. See if I can bring another picture here. All right. Okay. I have the picture here of. I'm gonna bring the cornucopia. I want you to give it here. This is a picture of a tub. Okay, the basket collecting on, gathering and dispensing. Remember that. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave that in a second while I ask the questions. Okay, the first question for today. All right. In the book of Hosea, we have just read right now, God is complaining, and he's saying in verse 6, all right, let me get to you guys now, because I got to put you guys here let me see if I can put you in my, let me see if we'll take it now. It's taking it now. Okay, I can put you in my feed here. All right. Okay, I can see you guys here. All right, let me put you down here so I can start asking questions. All right, so I can see you here too. Perfect, okay. All right, so I'm going to put you there so I can start asking questions. All right. So the first question, here we go. Okay, so the first question is, we have in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, I just read to you. Why does it say that? Why is the reason that my people perish? It says that my people perish because what is the reason that the people perish according to that verse? I just read it to you. My people are destroyed or they perish because, what's the reason that verse gave you right now? I've been talking about it this whole time. Why is the reason that the people are dead and destroyed already according to that passage? Lack of knowledge. Very good. Lack of knowledge. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay. And Rosa Christian forgot the Torah. Brianna was second on lack of wisdom. Okay. Which is very good too. Lack of wisdom. Like I said, I have to look on that. That's nice. A nice response too. But lack of knowledge, Brian was first. Okay, Brian. You get $50. All right. All right. Okay, now I also showed you today, let me see if I can put it in here. Take it there quickly here to where I was at the beginning. I was teaching this part here, and I was explaining from the lesson for today, that to become, let me see if anybody paid attention because I just show you here for a second. Okay, let me take it out so I can ask you the question now. What's a word that I was trying to use today? To become like God, you have to be a knowledge keeper. Okay? I say that, and I gave you a word that is being used by the sense-making people in the world. And it starts with the letter E. Okay? Which means knowledge keeper or knowledge cherisher. What do you have to become, in this world, in order to please God? And it's the word that means knowledge keeper or knowledge cherisher. And it's what sense makers call themselves in this world right now. Can anybody see that? Let me see. Let me get to here. That's a very, very hard word. Hey! Brianna Duran paying attention. Epistemologist. Correctamundo, Brianna. Okay. Brianna Duran got $50. That's right, epistemologists. That's what the world call the people that are knowledge keepers, that want to know the definition and meanings, and they're the ones that are leading the sense-making industries of the world. But that's why you have to be with God. And notice that those are people, they are figuring out that they are the ones, they run the economies in the sense that they provide counsel to a lot of companies on how to run their business, but they have no idea how to make sense of what's going on worldwide right now. But I do, because the Torah is above them. And that's the beautiful thing here. So epistemologist, so therefore Brianna said it, Bearfruit said Abba, that's the father, and Rosa Crispin also the epistemologist, okay? But very good, Brianna said it first. Those people are called epistemologists. So remember right down here, so Brian first, $50, and Brianna, now another $50. For Brianna. Now, all right. Now, remember, if you win here, you cannot do it again. You have to give somebody else a chance now. All right. So, Brian and Brianna do not participate right now. For the third one, the other people that haven't answered yet, let me go here now. All right. All right. So, I also explained. Let me see if you guys paid attention. What's the pictorial function? What does it mean? The pictorial function of the bar of God. What's another way of saying that in the pictorial function on the meaning of each letter? The Daleth, Beth, Resh, and what the Father means, okay? So, how will anybody say that? The bar of God, what's the meaning of that? The bar of God. Somebody remembers? I know that's kind of hard, but try it. Tough, bad, fresh. No. Let me see. So, the bar of God, there's a meaning behind each letter. Dalet, Beth, Resh, okay, stand for the governing operations director. No, that's who God is. That's saying who God is, but that's making it understood in English. But for God, remember, that means Father. I'm trying to teach you Father and what those fathers stand for, right? The first two letters of the alphabet, right? And so I give you the last part of it. So the bar, what does the bar means? Dalet Beth Resh. Dalet Beth Resh. What does the word the bar means? Dalet is for the gate, right? What does the gate stand for in English? And the Beth, what does it stand for? Okay. And the Resh, what does it stand for? So some of you that haven't answered, think about it. What the Dalet, Beth, and Resh means? Okay, the bar, yeah, that's the word. But what does each letter means? Dalet means gate, and Beth means house, and Resh means rules or ruler. So what's another way of saying it? I gave you the English equivalent of that. Dalet, Beth, Resh. Okay, administration of economy. Very good. Very good, Rosa. The administration, yes, it's the administration of the economy, because eco means house, nomos means rules. So administration, I know if you forgot the D, but it's close enough. Administration, that means the maintenance or the management, So that's what the word the bar means. So the bar of God, it means the administration of the economy of the of the alphabet. So you see, that's all we need. We were made just for the administration of the alphabet, because all things that are created are only rearrangements of the alphabet. Everybody that gives you a manual, it has to arrange the alphabet in a certain order, and therefore you can make a car. If you make a TV, you rearrange the alphabet in a certain order, and you can make a TV. So everything that's in the world is only a rearrangement of the alphabet. That's why the alphabet is the father of all things, because everything comes from the alphabet. That's why the Aleph Beth is king, the head above all. And Aleph Beth means father. That's very good. So congratulations for participating, all of you. So I have it down here. Congratulations to Brian, $50. Brianna, $50. And Rosa Crispin gets $50. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for participating. And I am going to see you pretty soon. Hopefully this weekend I'll share something as well, because I've been inspired lately, to be sharing things. But I hope you learned something, and this has been a blessing for you, just like it's been a blessing for me to teach it to you. May God bless each and every one of you. Bye.